Welcome to Coaching Uncut, a special series on the Unstoppable Woman podcast, where I take you behind the scenes and give you a peek into the private coaching I do with my clients. Now, all of these coaching calls have been recorded with permission from my clients, and they have generously allowed me to share this with you as a means of furthering the good in this world and allowing you to have access to master level coaching and to learn the lessons that they're learning right along with them. So please listen in and learn. In this episode of the Unstoppable Woman podcast, we're diving into how it's so easy to slip into an old identity and a scarcity mindset, how it not only creates bad days that throw you down the rabbit hole, but actually creates blind spots and cuts you off from seeing solutions and options that you would ordinarily see. Listen into this everyday example and learn.
I had a difficult day yesterday, and I wanted to talk about it, even though it's completely random and not related to anything we've talked about before.
Do it.
I had to move, so we moved out of the beach house, and I had to move all my stuff, and I just spent the whole day feeling so frustrated at how much stuff I have, and I declutter, but I still end up with a lot of stuff, and a lot of it is, it's not crap, it's clothes and plants and stuff for the cats, and I don't know, I just was feeling a lot of shame around it and judging myself, and then frustrated that I didn't have anywhere to put it, and feeling I was a burden on everyone, because I'm everyone I know, I'm can I keep some stuff at your house? So I don't know, it just was and I kept breaking myself out of those loops and being actually, this is not bad, and this is a good day, and it's nice out, and I'm getting it taken care of, and, I was oh my God, I'm wasting the entire day, but I'm whatever, it's one day in your life, and this is all going to be done, but yeah, I just kept having all this self-flagellation about it that I didn't like.
Yeah, understood. So I think there's two perspectives to bring to this. One is a tactical, do I actually want to show up differently in this world? That's not rely on my friends for this and put it in storage, right? Well, there's tactical things. Did I actually want to be showing up differently than I was, and I wasn't making the decision to do it?
I think the way that I want to show up differently is the fucking movers.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Okay, so this is seemingly a small thing, but it's a big deal. It's actually, this is not who I am anymore. I'm not in fucking college anymore, right? I don't have to scrape by. I can hire movers. I can put stuff in storage. I don't need to have my life spread out over 5 friends' houses. That's no longer who I am. Sure, you can do that.
It's not. I always use movers when I move.
Yeah. Okay. So it's. I'm not saying, to someone else, if they want to be industrious and get their self kudos by making that move themselves, and that's satisfying to them, or it makes real sense to them, do that. But what I'm trying to figure out is, why did Devin, in this case, especially since he told me I always hire mothers, why in this case did she not?
Yeah. Because it wasn't, I didn't think of it as moving. It wasn't something I thought oh, I should get movers. And then afterwards I was why didn't I get movers?
Yeah. Yeah. So just go, next time, great, I noticed. Okay, here's how you move out of the mental loop from it. Yep, that's exactly what's going on. I made a mistake. I don't have to make myself wrong for that. Okay? I just now know whenever I move, I hire movers. Right? And even if it's just like a little beach house move, right? You didn't have all your stuff there, right?
Mhm.
Right?
I said to Alex when we came back Sunday night, we had like the whole car like packed with stuff, and then there was still a bunch of stuff left at the house that I had to go back yesterday to get. And I said to him, I was like, I want to be rich enough that like all we have to do is get ourselves from one place to another. And then I was like, I am rich enough for that.
You actually are. And like the next question that I have for you is, why don't you have a personal assistant?
I do.
Okay, so why did you not ask her to help you with this?
I did. She wasn't available. Like, the logistics of getting her to the beach from the city was just like too much. But yeah, like she helped me move there. Like that, just all of my normal help and resources were just like not available to me, and it was awful.
Okay. So what would you have done differently, knowing, with 2020 hindsight, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Like, to set yourself up for success? What would have been the first earliest sign of doing something differently that you could see? Do you know the question I'm asking?
Yeah. Just planning on having a mover and a storage unit to take stuff to.
Yeah. So I think it's, you asked your assistant to come out. It wasn't viable for whatever reason. Not getting into that. Okay.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that I don't get help. Okay.
Right.
Like to me, that's like the little missing link, because you were on the right path. You have done this before. Okay.
Right. Well, and I had like a little bit of a miscommunication with the guy who I rented the house from, because I had asked him if I could like leave some stuff stored there for a few days, and he was like, yeah, sure. But then yesterday he was like, oh, so this is all going to be out like by tomorrow, right? And I was like, no, but I guess now it is. So I would have definitely like gotten a set like time frame, like even rented it for one additional day just to make sure that I had the place and I could feel comfortable, because I also was like stressful to like go in and out while they were there. So I would have like rented the place for the full day. I would have got the movers for that day so that it didn't, because what I didn't want to do, like we were there through the weekend. I didn't want to spend like our last weekend there schlepping. I wanted to like be able to enjoy it. So we packed everything up in a couple hours on Sunday, but if Hope had been there, it would have been even easier.
Yeah. And so the little tweak is on that communication with the owner of the property. Mm-hmm. Now you see, oh, that wasn't clear between us. So this is where you have to go back and think to yourself, oh, when we have a conversation like this, I have to be clearer, not just a couple more days. Can I leave it there through Tuesday or something like that, right? So yeah. Like a level of specificity. And these are just little mistakes that are made, but do you make yourself wrong and bad and say it's all sucky? Or do you go, okay, lesson learned. Not how I really want to spend my time, but onward, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So there's the tactical, and then there's like the tactical mindset piece. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
In the moment, it's not how you like it. Instead of making yourself spiral down, could you just acknowledge, actually, this isn't going the way I want it to go. I would rather have gone this way. Here are all the things I would do differently. Okay, onward, and enjoy it for what it is, kind of thing.
Yeah. And if I got the storage unit in the city, my personal assistant could have like met me there to organize it and deal with it. And it would have just been like mine, and I wouldn't have had to worry about it, and it's just easy.
So do you need to set that up now so the move on the other side is not?
I think that might make sense. So basically what happened is all my furniture and like books and like that kind of dishes, all that kind of stuff is at a storage unit from my apartment. But the stuff that I had at the beach house is like stuff I need to be able to put my hands on pretty quickly. But I could also do that in a storage unit here, like close by, and just, have it kind of be a staging area. Because the other thing was that I was going to put it all in my friend's apartment where I'm staying. He's in California, but now my girlfriend is staying there too, and all her stuff is there. So it's just like there's just so much stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
So I think some kind of mini storage is probably the solution, and hiring someone to like move everything for me.
Yeah. And how long are you in this apartment with your girlfriend?
Until either she doesn't get a job or Leo comes back from California. There's a lot of incomplete information.
What do you think the time horizon is?
I think by the end of September.
So, and then do you have a plan for after that?
So if she gets a job, then she's going to move into her job because she works at colleges. But if she doesn't get a job, then she and I are going to get a 2-bedroom place together. And that is also what the holdup is, because I can't just like, it's not just like I don't want to pay rent for September. It's like I don't know what kind of place I need to get. And I stay at Alex's a decent amount too, so it's kind of silly for me to.
And your desire is to get a 2-bedroom apartment with her? Is that what you want?
Yeah. That would also probably be until the winter, when either she would get a job for the spring semester and or Alex and I are thinking about moving to California, so it also doesn't make sense for me to get a year lease.
Got it. Okay.
There's a lot of...
There's like a little temporary, this is like a temporary thing.
Yeah, I think by the end of September I'll have all the information that I need to have.
Yeah. What I'd really love for you to do is, if you're moving to California, what is the holdup in terms of moving to California? Is it setting the business up so it's seamless, or what?
What do you mean? Like, why are we not just doing that now?
Correct.
Oh, we just would want to go for the winter. Like, it's still nice here. We still want to be in New York.
So when you say go for the winter, when would you move?
December, January.
Here's what I'd like for you to do. I would like for you to get much clearer about this plan, not because out of desperation or scarcity or got to make it work kind of thing, but from a very intentional, okay, when do I actually want to move? Have that conversation with yourself, have that conversation with Alex. Is it December 1st? Is it after the new year? Like, get clear on that, okay? And then start thinking, where do I want to live in California? And, you might know that already. What kind of place do I want? How long do we want to stay there? How many months? What would I need to have my business set up with for me to run it from California? Is there do I have any niggles around that, right? Like time zone differences, things like that. Okay? And start planning this out so that it's like crystallizing in your imagination, and then it's your vision, and then it becomes an intention, and then you start taking action on it, okay? So that we're not in reactive mode, like, I didn't get what I wanted, I'm not, when are we moving, any of that, okay? How am I getting my stuff across the country? Do I even want my stuff across the country, or do I just want a furnished place, right? Like all.
Yeah, that would definitely be what we do.
What's happening with my animals, right? Like really.
Yeah. Well, and you saying that just made me realize, like, I don't want to, replace too much of my replaceable stuff. Like, I want to use up my shampoo. I don't want to have to bring, I don't want to have to do anything with, like, an almost full shampoo bottle when I want to move,
Thing, but yeah.
That kind of stuff, because a ton of what we moved from the house was, like, fucking open groceries. Like, so annoying.
I'm going to say something really radical, and I want you to just think about it.
Throw that shit out.
Yeah. Can you see how your decision to, like, move all the little groceries comes from a place of scarcity?
Yeah, but also, I also don't want to waste.
Right, exactly. That was what it was for me, too. This is wasteful. Where did we learn that wasteful is bad? Or that maybe giving it to someone at leaving it for the owners was bad.
Yeah.
Right? But the idea, this is the radical piece that I'm still in the process of working out, fully transparent with you. Okay. The idea that it's waste implies that there's not enough, that it's going to run out. That somehow there is, if I don't use it, that someone else is not going to have enough?
You know, there's like a housing project next door to where we're staying, which is a whole gentrification thing I don't want to think about.
Right.
But
you could have just left it there, right?
I could have just put all this stuff in boxes and been like, who wants any of this? Like, it's all fucking cookies and snacks and shit. Like,
Yeah.
because I thought about like a food bank, but they don't want half-baked potato chips.
Yeah. And, you know, in some ways, neither do the people in the housing project, okay?
Sure, but also if I was like, hey, like, does anybody want, like, I'm leaving, does anybody want this stuff? It's a little different than like, oh, you poor people, like, let me graciously give this to you. It's like, oh, I'm going to throw this out, but please feel free to, like, take whatever.
Yeah. I just had an experience of going to a mountain cabin and spending the weekend, and it was this gorgeous place and very expensive, and they had crap for kitchen stuff. You know, like, really? Huh. And so my man was like buying cast iron pans and shit for us to cook with. And he left it all there, right?
Uh-huh.
And there was part of me that was like, well, actually, I left all my cast iron stuff with my ex-husband. And then I was like, I can buy a cast iron pan when I get home if I really want one, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like we bought everything because they were grippy, weird people, right?
Yeah.
They didn't have like more than one packet of dishwasher, you know.
Oh.
Really
That's actually what I hate about like short-term house rentals. Like I always say, you have to buy ketchup. Like it's so annoying.
Yeah, but you know what? Who cares? You buy the ketchup, okay?
Yeah.
Like it really, it's fine. And like we left it all there, and part of us was like, well, really, the housekeepers are going to take this stuff, and it's not going to be there for the next guest. But who cares?
Yeah, they'll take it. So, you know, more than so as I'm thinking about this and processing it, more than the scarcity of like, I need to take this half a bottle of ketchup with me, or like we have to buy ketchup, it's having to think about what all you need to get. And like, if we didn't bring all this stuff home and we had nothing at home, it'd be like, oh shit, like what all do we need to buy? Like that feels exhausting to me. So let me just bring all the stuff that we already have.
Yeah, and that's so not necessary. That's just a joke.
But like, I get my shampoo in like the giant salon bottles, and it's expensive stuff. So it's not like I don't want, you know, I don't want to throw away an almost full like $80 bottle of shampoo. But as I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I could just have it shipped to California, and like, ooh, maybe even have everything like they're waiting for me when I get there.
You could have everything waiting for you. You could leave it in New York and just buy new in California without actually throwing it away. But
well, leave it in New York, but also like thinking to myself over the next couple of months, if I get low on shampoo, don't order a new one for New York.
Yeah. Like, but really, this is a little bit. I mean, I get the practicality of it, and you're not going to run out of fucking money, Devin. Okay?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay? It's like, and maybe you want to try different shampoo, right? Or whatever. But I love the idea of you shipping stuff or like doing an Amazon Prime order.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like having stuff ordered to like be there. Yeah. Not like clients, whenever clients travel, I always recommend like do an Amazon order, get a bunch of diapers and formula shipped to the place you're going, so you don't even have to think about it. Like packing and lugging that stuff is annoying.
Totally. Agreed.
Alex has a scarcity mindset about it though, so I'm working on it.
Okay.
He makes more money than I do. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, well, be the light, okay?
No.
Be the light. Yeah. That's the present. You know, but here's the thing. You know how I've said fly first class, you know, the plane back to the car kind of thing? Uh-huh. Like, you can judge it until you experience it, and then you're like, I really like this, okay? People don't, like, show Alex through experience. Isn't this great when we have things delivered and it's all waiting for us? Right? Mm-hmm. How easy life is. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, some people will step up to that level and be like, great, sign me up. And other people it will trigger them. But then you'll know. But just keep letting the person experience more. You know, with Jack, and then I have to go. With Jack, like I was like, here's your first class ticket, right? He could not get behind it. He liked it. You know, it wasn't like he didn't like it. But he couldn't wrap his head around it, around being worthy of that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's okay. I mean, that's part of the reason we separated. We got a divorce was because I really wanted someone who was growing, not just.
Is he from the Midwest?
No, he's from New York.
Oh, weird. We're so bratty here.
I know. Like,
Alex is from Chicago, so he has that like Midwestern sensibility.
I get it. But like the point is, some people, it's not just about like, are you going to make more money? That wasn't it. It's like, are you going to be someone who continues to step into a higher sense of self? That's a bigger picture piece.
Yeah, you're right. This was not me.
And that's why you went into the emotional field. Right?
Yeah.
So, clean it up. Do something next level for yourself today, okay?
Okay.
Thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Coaching Uncut. If you are loving what you are learning in these episodes, please do two things. Please share the love with another woman who you think could really benefit from this master level coaching. And second, if you're so inclined and you want to take your life and your business to the next level and it's time to scale, please reach out to us and schedule a consult at theunstoppablewoman.com/next level. So that's theunstoppablewoman.com/next level. See you in the next episode. Rock it out. Be unstoppable.